All right, ready?
I'm embarrassed.
Oh, well. Hello, friends. Welcome to User Friendly, the podcast where we talk about your favorite stuff on the web, our favorite stuff on the web, all things geek and technology. In an effort to make our show more like the Totally Rad Show, we found the blondest white guy that we know. This is the amazing Aaron Hughes. Yes, we have been drinking a little bit. My name is Aaron Elijah. I'm here with my friend
Robertoapos.
And we brought in
Aaron Hughes.
The amazing Aaron Hughes. We're going to be talking about the Xbox One today. And Aaron wanted to join the conversation, so I said, hey, come on over. I even made that hand gesture, even though
he couldn't
it
see
kind of looks
me.
like a dolphin and he couldn't see me. And we're going to have some drinks.
Mm-hmm.
It's Memorial Day, so if you are a soldier, we salute you.
No, you're not supposed to do that.
Why not?
It's kind of disrespectful, I think.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, I retract that salute. But thank you for watching the show. And I wonder if we have any veterans watching our show.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe a few.
Nobody
And-
likes to admit they like the show, though.
well, they wouldn't even know who to talk about it with if they did want to say that.
Yeah.
It's Memorial Day, so we're kind of kicking back, and we're going to be talking about some Xbox stuff. But before we do that,
How
let's
are
give
you?
Roberto a slow clap.
Oh.
I gotta put my beer down.
All right.
So Roberto had his. Roberto got his Kickstarter funded. If you've been watching, you know that's been going on for a little while.
Yeah.
Cheers!
Cheers.
User friendly.
Yeah.
I thought you'd join in on that one. And mere moments ago.
Yeah, it was just today.
Today.
Today it finished. Yeah, today
Wow.
Sunday, May 26th. It ended at just over $24,000.
Wow.
It's been crazy. It's been amazing.
Which is funny because 24 last time we recorded the show, what was it at?
like 12,000.
Was it? It was
yeah.
a little bit more than that. It was like closer to 13.
Yeah, so it almost doubled, right? Like, and
That's crazy.
yeah, it was really awesome. You know, big shout out to all you guys that have been helping, spreading it out, and also to people like the in tech that help, you know, spread it out. Like it wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for all these people coming together.
True
Aaron,
that.
Or my $20.
Yeah, Aaron, you.
My $20
Yeah.
helped. It wasn't just
Yeah,
yours.
I swear I didn't like pump my own money into it. Like this was all help from friends, family, and fans, and it's really cool. I'm really excited to get to work now, you know,
Yeah.
so we can actually start doing these new pillows.
So for the people that did order stuff, when can they expect it?
Fulfillment's in September.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Whoa, okay. So
Yeah.
it's going to be a little while.
And
So
yeah,
make sure you email Roberto at least once a week saying, where's my Kickstarter
I'm
order?
sure I'll get those, but
I ordered this and you didn't fulfill it.
yeah, so it's gonna be done then. But then I also have to send out a little survey that basically says which pillow do you want. You know, if you bought,
Oh, right.
if you pledged 20, do you want to choose which one you want, or do you not care? And we'll just send you whatever. So yeah, there's still a lot of work to be done. A lot of people always say, well, the easy part or the hard part is coming up. Like, you know, like
'Cause now you actually have to do all the
even
work.
yeah, even though it's like really nerve-wracking to do all the Kickstarter stuff and actually like do tons and tons of promotion, it's like that's gonna be nothing compared to what's to
Yeah,
come.
my gosh.
But I don't know. I had experience with it. Like the ICEO is a good learning ground, so I'm ready to rock and roll.
How long do you have to wait, like when your Kickstarter gets funded before they actually give you the money? Because everyone was charged already, right?
No,
Oh.
Amazon Payments does the processing, and it's 14 days within that time frame where they're charging people. So you should just let me know when they charge you guys. That way I get a feel for like when.
Yeah,
it's
they'll
actually
probably
going
send me
through.
an email.
Yeah, they do. So anyway, yeah, thanks everybody. I mean, I know a lot of viewers helped out, so it's pretty awesome.
User friendly.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, congratulations. We're going to be talking
Thank
about
you.
another Throwboy or another Kickstarter later in the show.
Mm-hmm.
This one, I'm assuming, I've not seen it, but I'm going to go ahead and guess it's one that's going to have a hard time getting funded.
Probably not. That's the thing.
Is it a woman asking people to fund her?
No,
That's
no.
what it was we were laughing about.
Yeah,
Oh
that's
my
right. No, we often talk about ones that we think are stinkers, but they totally will get funded and beyond, you know?
Yeah.
But that's the bigger topic. But we'll get into that.
All right, fantastic. So, big news. Gosh, when was the Xbox announcement?
Tuesday.
Was it Tuesday?
Yeah.
Wow, it feels like it was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it does.
So Xbox One has been announced, and what's really funny is we talked about it pretty close after it came out. We talked a lot about it, and we were pretty excited about it immediately after. And now everything that I'm reading on the internet is all these people just whining about it.
Yeah.
There was this one piece I read by this person. I don't even know who they were, but they're part of a blog, but it's not a very well-known blog. And they were basically just going on this rant. It was probably 2 pages of how terrible the Xbox One is. And I think that people are just... I mean, this is unfortunately just what happens, right? Anytime a new product comes out, everyone finds reasons to hate it, which I feel like is what's going on. Why don't we start with you?
Well, I want
Why don't you say what you
I have to ask you something while you take a drink. Name. What do you think?
I liked it immediately. In fact, I guessed it before it happened.
Really?
Yeah, because he was just like immediately, because they were doing the presentation. And the guy was like, Xbox One, he was like, it's the one place to go for your entertainment. It's the one place to go for your video games. And he was emphasizing that one word, and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now,
Xbox
Roberto,
One.
yeah, you're not a gamer.
Yeah.
Well, kind of.
Well, you're not like a...
I wouldn't call myself a gamer, but yeah,
The name,
I
though,
play some games.
is that confusing at all for you? You have a 360, and then the console you had before that was the NES.
No. But yeah.
The Atari. Get it straight.
Is it confusing? I don't think so. I mean, there's a lot of weird name things like the iPad. The iPad had a kind of a name convention fiasco or whatever.
Yeah, I thought it was terrible when it came out.
I mean, not just that, but the iPad 2 and then not calling it the iPad 3. It's like, I don't really think consumers care, because the thing that's going to be marketed to you from some point on out will just be that Xbox. Yeah. And people call the Xbox 360 the Xbox, People aren't like, I have an Xbox 360. They're like, are you on Xbox? It's just it will melt away soon. I don't think it's going to be a concern like, oh, do you mean the original Xbox? Or, it's like,
well, there's going to be the one and there's going to be the 360.
Who's talking about the original Xbox, and the 360 is going to sound so archaic in a couple of years. It's going to sound like Super Nintendo, That's what I think. What do you think?
So what do you think, dude?
I don't care for the name. It's not. People have been going crazy online about the name. The name is not
so funny to me.
It doesn't make me go, oh well, it's Xbox One. I'm not going to buy it now. Like no, that there's a lot more things involved
that make you not want to buy it.
That make me not want to buy it.
I don't think it's as bad as Wii U, because Wii U, I still have trouble remembering the fact that it's not some sort of addition to the Wii.
Yeah.
I
think in some cases it might be.
I just keep having to remember oh yeah, that's not just the place, it's not some advanced version. It's not some tweaked version. It's a totally different console,
right?
But it sounds like the same thing because the Wii was such a different brand for Nintendo,
I guess for me, the reason I don't mind the Xbox One being called that is because I think it ties together its functionality very well. They want it to be that one place where you go to watch TV, play video games, and all that. So for me, I'm like, oh, it really actually makes perfect sense, and I kind of like that it's simple. It's just like the Xbox One and the Xbox 720.
I also like a lot of consoles aren't doing that anymore. Remember back in the day, it would be like the Sega Genesis, the Dreamcast. It always changed the name, and then now we just have 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna get to 8 million. It's it's kind of cool.
We're gonna call the next one the Xbox 2.
Yeah.
Of course, I'll be 70 by the time that thing comes out. So,
by the way, did you see the PlayStation ad? Did you guys see that?
Yeah, I tweeted it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That wasn't real though. That was like a fan.
Oh,
right?
Oh, was it really?
It was the one that said that yes, we also play TV or something like that.
I thought that was
and
real.
games or for-your games.
I was like, that was perfect. That's exactly. They should pay that guy who did that. Even though it has nothing to do with him. They should freaking pay him.
I don't think I've ever seen Sony do ads like that though.
They're way too clever.
So in terms though of the actual announcement itself, I was pretty excited during the announcement. And I thought that a lot of the stuff that they announced was really cool, really innovative, and I thought it was something that it didn't seem like a Microsoft announcement necessarily. But it was after the announcement where I had a lot of questions. How does this work? How does this work? Will this be happening on the console? And the biggest problem was it wasn't that Microsoft wasn't saying anything. It's that they were saying so many different things. The used game question, of course, that was a really big one. Because it's not just used games, it's borrowed games. It's having multiple consoles in the same house. Can they play on that? There were so many other questions that were going on that weren't answered that they had to do a lot of damage control. Major Nelson, he did a Q&A on his website. And
Major Nelson is like the primary Xbox press guy, if you guys don't know who that is.
And people kept asking him to clarify the used games. He's like, guys, if you go to a friend's house with a game, you just log into your account and then you guys can play the game. And they're like, well, that's great, but that doesn't answer my question. Can they play the game on the console if I'm not there? Can I play it on multiple consoles in my house? So, for example, let's say you had kids.
Well, you can play it on multiple consoles by doing what he just said.
Yeah, but let's say you can't do that. Let's just say
Yeah.
for whatever reason you're logged into your account and you're watching Netflix playing another game and your kid wants to play the new Batman game that was registered to your account. They haven't come out and said whether or not they can play that. And so I think they're
Right.
doing themselves a disservice, in my opinion.
Well, I honestly believe that they don't have a lot of that stuff figured out yet. I think they're kind of trying to figure it out. So let's take a step back, though. So let's talk about what they actually announced.
Yeah.
So the big thing about this press conference was they showed a lot of TV stuff. So the Xbox is going to let you watch live TV. It's going to let you switch really fast between games and TV.
It comes with the Kinect.
It comes with the Kinect. Every single one ships with the Kinect. The Kinect is 1080p now, so it lets you do like these really cool Skype calls. And they have this thing that like lets you like swipe in different programs. So like when you're watching a game, you can still have like a Skype call going, or you could be using Internet Explorer. I was just like,
He should have just said the internet or something.
yes. And the fact that
sounded
they're still
so
trying to push
goofy.
Internet Explorer and Bing, I'm just like, I know they have to because it's Microsoft.
So they were
I'm just
showing
like,
a lot
ugh.
of guy
It was
waving
all
his
TV
hand.
stuff, yeah.
It was like all your entertainment, but no remote. It was all voice and hand gestures. So it
Yeah.
was like Xbox, CNN, and then it would turn on CNN.
And it was super fast.
Yeah.
It was just like boom, 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 like everything you asked it to do.
So the Kinect is always on. You walk up, it knows you're there. You address it as Xbox, and then it will start listening to whatever you're talking
You know,
about.
I had a great idea. One of my biggest issues with Kinect is that you have to say Xbox, and then it starts listening.
Yeah.
Like, since it can recognize your face, like, when you walk in, like, what if you could, like, set up, like, a hand gesture? So, like, when you sit down, you just go like this, and it knows who you are, and then you have, like, a hand gesture that you've registered. So, like, you could just do something, and then it immediately starts listening
You could
to
do like a Z snap, right?
Yeah.
And be like, oh, that's
kind of
Aaron.
long, and it's
You
like,
know?
it's like, oh, you want me to put it on,
Okay.
like, shirtless black men TV?
You want me to put on
yeah.
a logo?
yeah.
That's not a bad idea. At first, I didn't understand what you meant when you tweeted that, but
I don't think probably a lot of people
having
do
it be
understand.
something very small
And very fast
would be cool. Yeah,
Because I hate having to be like, it's like when I talk to you and I'll go Roberto and
Yeah.
wait for you to go
yeah.
and look at me. It's like, dude, just make it quicker. I digress.
But it did look very speedy. I mean, hopefully this isn't like some demo, smoke and mirrors, somebody pressing things for him, you know?
yeah,
I don't think it was a demo.
I don't think it was either.
Yeah, but
Because they showed hardware, everybody. Like, that was a cool thing, right?
Yeah,
They
for
showed
sure.
every piece of the hardware.
Yeah, they showed everything. The freaking new controllers.
Don't they look lush, dude?
They don't
look
just
sick.
look lush. There are some features built into those things that I don't think anyone even knows about yet.
like the Rumble.
Like the Rumble. I mean, these features have been publicized, but people just aren't reading these articles. So, like the Rumble thing, right? So they put a Rumble thing in each little trigger, which is cool. But they also, from what I was reading, they magnetized both the triggers, and the developers can control how much magnetic resistance are in each of those, so they can control how hard it is to press
Wow.
each trigger.
That's cool.
Right? Like,
That's awesome.
pretty awesome. I
Yeah.
mean, because when you're shooting in like Call of Duty, like how sensitive that trigger is everything with some guns, right?
That's really
so
cool.
imagine like on some guns they can make the trigger just kind of slushy, but on some of them it's super tight, right?
Yeah.
So you can get like a lot of quick shots off. That would be pretty
That's
awesome.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
So a lot of complaints were that they didn't show enough games.
Well, I think that there were a lot of questions that came up afterwards. For example, the TV thing.
Yeah.
One of the things I had mentioned to you was that won't work for half of America. because
And all of Europe.
because half of America is on antennas or DVRs. And so how does the DVR functionality work? You and I both had TiVos, for example.
Yep.
And so do we see Xbox play TiVo, Game of Thrones?
Because what I've been reading is they don't have DVR functionality built into it at all. It's only for watching TV, which is very strange because...
But isn't it like pass-through? So it would directly be communicating with your box of choice. It doesn't have to be communicating with your cable.
So, yeah, you're right.
That's what they said. They mentioned it had pass-through.
But like with my TiVo, it's like... so am I controlling the television with my TiVo remote?
Oh.
You know
I
what
don't
I mean?
think so.
Because I can pause and fast forward and stuff with my TiVo.
Yeah, okay, maybe you're right, but I don't know. It didn't seem like that was. I guess there's not enough wording for us to know what the hell is going on.
Yeah,
right?
there's just a lot of questions, and of course, as you mentioned, the used game thing is huge. It's really big. So they came out and said, "Oh, you're gonna have to pay for a license," and they said during one of the Q&As that if you switch the game or if you take the game out, like I buy a game, I give the game to you. And you put it in and you try to play it, you're going to have to purchase a license. And they're like, how much is the license? They're like, well, it's full price. So it's like, I can't just lend you a game anymore. That's kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
So this is still rumored, or is this...
This is confirmed.
Fact?
Yeah, they
Well,
confirmed this.
I've also read that they've unconfirmed that.
I kind of think they were maybe unprepared for the backlash a little bit. And now, totally speculative here, I think that they're probably trying to figure out, like they've been talking about how they're going to support like used games. So, I've read that there's going to be some type of like cloud system that retailers are going to have to plug into in order to reset licenses, and there's going to be a fee charge for that. So that there is still going to be a used game market, but how much that fee is going to be, and if I sell a game directly to you, like how much are you going to have to pay to register the game, right? Because obviously, if it's used...
It seems like a whole lot of extra work to me, because... Let's just take this for an example, right? You go back, this past generation, I give you a 360 game, you're able to play it. But let's say it's an EA game or an Ubisoft game. They typically will have a certain passcode on there that come with the game new. But if you get it used, then you have to pay $10 in order to play it online. And so this is kind of the exact same thing, but it's with every single game now.
Yeah.
And it seems a little backwards, in my opinion.
What do you mean?
Well, make it simple. I can just give the game to you. You can have it because that's a good that I physically own. Now, if they wanted to make it where, let's say, games on demand, where they have now, which I bought games on there, full-fledged games, which I can't trade back. Now, if they said the new Call of Duty's out, you can get it 3 days before it actually is in stores, and it's $50, $10 cheaper. Would you buy it?
Probably, yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a game now that you have on your system that you cannot trade back. So they just made $50 no matter what. But let's just say, it's the exact same price, comes out the same day. You're probably just going to go to the store, get it for the $60, and then you can sell it on eBay for $20, a year later.
Oh, you mean in the old system?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the point I'm making is that I think that they could have done this a very different way that would have made them money, and it wouldn't have been... I think a little backwards, like what they're trying to do now. Because a lot of gamers, myself included, I don't want to buy it. I have no need for it. And day one, I probably will not purchase it. I'll wait years down the road, unfortunately.
So what are you going to do then? I mean...
360 still.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, 360 is good enough. There's definitely nothing about the one that makes me want to buy it more than just the graphics. I think the graphics on the 360 are kind of tired.
They're definitely old. But the other issue that I have too is if the Xbox One was backwards compatible with even the Xbox Live Arcade games, I could say, all right, I could do this. I can still communicate with my friends on my 360. I could play games with them still. So let's say, I don't know, the X-Men arcade game or, any of those. I could still play with them. Then it wouldn't be a big deal. But knowing that I can't do that, like if you buy Call of Duty Ghosts for the One and I buy it for the 360, we can't play.
That was a major bummer. So that was one of the things where I was like, there's no way that they're gonna make it so that there's two different Xbox Live systems happening, but they have confirmed that's the way it's gonna be. So if we're playing the same game and he's on 360 and I'm on One, we actually can't play together, which that really sucks because I mean a lot of the Xbox Live experience is based upon how many people are playing a certain game.
Yeah.
But
But
that's matchmaking and stuff.
Is that really that odd? You're on a completely new console.
Well, yeah, I mean it makes sense.
So they're gonna make a Ghost for both freaking consoles. And
Yeah, they've already been
And
announced.
they're gonna try to be the same game, but one's gonna look way better.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
That's
with,
like when
strange.
Nintendo like kept putting out Nintendo games and the Super Nintendo was out.
but
Yeah.
in
You know,
this
it's
day
like,
and age,
why?
when the
I know, it kind of
360,
feels like they would just get rid of the 360.
Yeah.
but when the 360 came out, you could play Halo 2 on the 360 against friends playing Halo 2 on the Xbox.
Oh, okay.
And so I think that some people who may have been fans of Xbox for a long time might be a little disappointed in that.
So and there's no backwards compatibility, correct?
0.
Yeah. Does that matter to you guys?
A little.
I mean,
No.
are you gonna hold on to your 360 for a
Yeah.
long
I still
time?
have my Xbox.
Okay. But
It's in the closet.
but you don't use it. Are you
No.
do you think that you're gonna keep
My
multiple
360
things?
out. I do,
Like,
yeah,
or even
because I have a
Nintendo
lot of games. I have a lot of Xbox games. So I have a lot of games that I still want to play, and I'm like, well, why not? Like, my Xbox isn't worth anything.
Well, yeah.
So it's like, what am I going to sell it? I have the space for a new system. So yeah, I probably will keep both. And eventually I'll probably just stop playing the 360. In fact, once I switch over to the One. I don't know if I still will play 360. I mean, if you stay on 360, I probably will, because that way we can still play games together. But I'm really excited to move forward with the One. I mean, the One looks amazing, and one of the biggest complaints that people had, besides the whole is it going to play used games and look at all the TV they're showing.
Yeah.
To me, I was like, of course they're showing TV, because this is all the new stuff. And I saw this picture where they were announcing it, and they're like, we heard you. It was kind of like a joke. It was on Reddit. And they're like, you probably saw this.
I saw
Like, we
that.
heard you. Like, you're watching all this media. Like, so we're building in all these new media features into the Xbox, and everyone was like, oh man, this sucks. And it's like, that's exactly what people use it for. Like you are almost always on Netflix when I see you sign on, right?
Yeah.
I mean, think of all the other new media options you may have on the Xbox One. To me, I'm like, that sounds really appealing.
And I think that maybe for the first time, me and probably more people are gonna buy the Xbox for solely for like what's gonna be the killer app to them is gonna be the media stuff.
Yeah.
Instead of how I purchased every console I've purchased, recently has been software related. It's like, oh my god, that game looks so tight. I'm just gonna go buy an Xbox now. That's why I bought mine.
Because you want to play Mortal Kombat,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
But like I did that when I bought the PlayStation. Like I waited a long time till I got it because I didn't see anything I liked. I'll probably do the same thing with the Xbox One. But if I see demos of it and it's badass in terms of voice recognition and the hand gestures actually work, then I might just buy it, And that's different because like I said, forever I would buy based on software, not, I can play Netflix. Like, I don't care. You can buy like a $50 box that plays Netflix.
Yeah, and play Netflix. For me, like when they did the announcement and all the TV stuff came out, I was like, people were like, oh my gosh, they haven't showed any games. This is not a gaming machine. I'm like, what are you talking about? Of course it's a gaming machine. E3 is coming up in 14 days.
Yeah.
They're
gonna
going to
go
be doing
nuts.
nothing but showing games at
Yeah.
E3. It's going to be insane. Everyone's going to see exactly what this machine can do.
The hardware sounds dope.
It looks badass.
I mean, like, do you have a spec sheet? Like, or do you guys remember?
It was like 8 gigs DDR,
500 gig.
I think 8-core processor.
it has an 8-core processor.
Has a 500 gig hard drive, I think, right?
Yeah, 500 gigs, which I was expecting maybe a little bit more. But
It's
it's not that.
humongous, by the way. It's
Yeah.
like a huge 80s VCR.
Yeah, it actually kind of looks like the TiVo HD.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it actually does. Yeah,
that
it
was
looks
my first
exactly
thought.
like
My
it,
first
yes.
thought, I was like, TiVo HD?
It looks huge. I wonder if it actually is, though. Because it's always hard to tell with those first reveal
It's
shots.
probably the same size as
You know what I
the
mean?
TiVo HD.
Yeah.
It's the size of an Apple TV.
So let's see here. It's got 8 gigabytes of RAM, DDR3 RAM. So that's 8 gigs of DDR3.
Up from 512.
Up from 512. That is a huge amount. My MacBook Pro has 8 gigs of RAM. Like it does all these crazy things. So it's gonna have the 500 gigabyte hard drive. It's not gonna be SSD as I suspected.
Dang. That would make it expensive, though.
Yeah, it would. Blu-ray, of course. It's gonna have USB 3, gigabit Ethernet.
Yeah, it's a Blu-ray player too. I mean, that's a big plus, right? Do you have
Yeah.
do either of you guys have?
No,
Blu-ray?
I've been waiting for a new
We're
Xbox.
joking about that, saying that this will be our first Blu-ray.
Yeah, right.
I bet it will be a lot of people's.
You know, the one thing they didn't talk about that I'm really curious about is if it's going to have a headset, and if the headset is going to be able to communicate directly with the console.
The
hey,
voice
down,
stuff?
down.
Oh, it has to, dude.
You know, because like the PlayStation, the headset communicates directly with the console, and you don't have to have it wired into the controller like you do now.
Oh, yeah. So you
Because
do like Iron Man.
Dude, I hope they don't freaking go the whole
Connect only.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
Connect only. You know, like it never even made sense till we started talking about it to me. Like in some games, you'd hear somebody like listening to music in the background. I'm like, dude, how loud is their music, right? But it's because they have their Connect on, and the Connect picks up the room audio, so you can constantly hear them like beatboxing. You hear dudes rapping all the time. You hear
It's
their music
really,
going.
really bad.
It's annoying. Yeah, it's really annoying. You hear like somebody's.
Oh,
mom
you saw that
yelling at 'em.
our Turtle Beach headsets won't work, right?
I kind of assumed.
I'm a little disappointed in that.
I sold mine actually.
I just got one, and I was a little disappointed because it's like you spent $100 on a headset. You expect
it still works via USB.
I don't know.
It's got to.
I don't know because it has to plug in.
Yeah.
It has a connector, so I don't know.
That would really suck
Yeah.
because those things are not cheap. It's gonna support 4K, which is really awesome.
Sweet.
Dude, that's insane. Because
Doesn't your TV actually support 4K?
My TV doesn't. Mine's pretty old, but I saw 4K televisions and 8K televisions at CES.
They're like
It's like a religious experience. When you see one for the first time, they are incredible. I mean, you've just never seen anything like a 4K or an 8K television. The picture quality, how sharp it is, and the color saturation and depth. I mean, the things that you can see. It's like better than seeing it in person. Sometimes it's actually a little stranger than seeing it in person. I remember seeing a picture of a woman's face, and you could see like every hair on her nose, and I was like, "Oh, grody!" I yelled that. The guys in the Toshiba booth were like shaking their heads at me.
Nodding their head.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, it's pretty gross. I'm here all day, man. I feel you.
Well, speaking of that, I mean, 4K for the Xbox. I mean, that would just be amazing. Can you imagine the graphics
Oh
that you're going to
gosh.
see then?
And we're probably,
Probably
2
next
to 3
CES
years
or something,
away before we start seeing like retail level consumer 4K televisions.
Okay.
I mean, they have them now, but they're kind of expensive.
Well, yeah.
They're like 10K.
Yeah.
Not color wise, price wise. Yeah.
10K?
They're really expensive. We had so many great Xbox discussions before the show. Is there anything else that we should talk about before we move on?
No, I think
Magnetic triggers.
It sounds like you're really excited.
I'm very excited. Huh?
Day one purchase for you,
Yes, probably.
Roberto.
No. I'll wait. I want to see it. I'll probably come over here and check it out. You know what I mean? 'Cause
Yeah, I'll be here on
probably
that.
on
Like-
the show.
Yeah.
I mean, I just want to like get an idea if it's for me because maybe I'll have to wait till there's a really compelling game because I'm pretty selective. You know, like I don't like Call of Duty or any of those games.
Yeah.
You know, so I'll wait. If there's a dope game, I'll probably buy it.
Dude,
but if the gesture shit is really cool, I'll probably buy it.
I think that stuff's going to be amazing. I mean, that's one of the things I'm most excited about for the Kinect. I'll probably never play a Kinect game, but the fact that they are going to be doubling down on Kinect gestures and actually controlling the system.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw that crap they were doing. It was like Matrix style, like, or Minority Report style control stuff. That was pretty cool to me.
I wonder
There
if
was
it's
some
gonna
stuff
get
that
old
was.
though. You know, I wonder if it's gonna be like you get it home and you stop using it that way in a few days.
Yeah, I
You
wonder
know?
that too. But imagine if you could just sit here, you know, and it's like you're browsing through your Netflix queue and you're just going like this.
Can you hand me that remote real quick?
Yeah.
Or you can hit the play button.
Yeah, but that's like
Xbox Play, like, or
Yeah.
yeah, but
that's my only thing about
yeah,
it.
but on your
you know?
phone, you have like you get to like inertial scroll and stuff. Like, what if you could do that with your Netflix queue?
Oh.
You're just like go boing.
You can do that. It hooks with your phone with smart glass too. We
Yeah.
didn't mention that.
Yes, and they'll probably be building in all sorts of other smart glass integration as well. See, smart glass right now is kind of wonky. I don't really.
No.
I guess overall,
Like it that much.
it's good that they're moving in the direction of all these different input methods. You know, because they could easily just, go all one way. But I mean, being able to use a remote, being able to use your voice. I mean, that's
Yeah.
the wave of the future. Like operating systems are going to behave that way. Phones already behave that way.
Yeah.
You know? So that's good.
true.
And the fact that you can use your phone as a remote, it's just like there are a lot of like no-brainer things. You know, it's just like it should work that way.
I agree. I'm really excited. You know, there's a lot of haters out there like who are like, this sucks. You know, like I'm switching to PlayStation 4, and I'm like, really? Like you hate it that much that you're gonna switch to PlayStation? I'm sure there's nothing wrong with PlayStation. The PlayStation will probably also be awesome.
Yeah.
It's a win-win for gamers. But I'm like, are you so mad they're including these TV features that you're gonna switch? I'm like, the game features are gonna be there.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's the freaking Xbox. They're not turning it into a media PC.
Yeah, and nobody can argue that they strictly use games on their Xbox. Like you know you have apps in there. You know you're watching Netflix too.
I'd say most people I know primarily use
Both
their
you guys
Xbox
do,
for Netflix.
right?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
It's a great media player right now.
It's a fantastic media player. Yeah, I mean that's like probably one of the primary ways that people watch Netflix. At least the people that I know.
Yeah, that's some bullshit Reddit like troll crap.
And it's also just press people trying to create stories.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, for you guys who watch the show, we were talking about the Facebook first phone. And we were saying that we were like the only people who were like not really that excited about it, and we're like, seems kind of cool, but doesn't really seem like something that most people want to use. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people were really hyping it, and we're obviously not making sponsorship money from this show, as you can tell. So we're kind of like free to say whatever we want, but also like we don't feel the pressure to create these like stories, and sometimes you have to create controversy to make something interesting. Mm-hmm. And we only have like 17 people watch this show.
Yeah.
So
we hate Google Glass.
Yeah, we don't need to do that. Yeah, it's like we're just like, hey, it looks cool.
Yeah.
But it looks like it's probably gonna suck. I mean, Aaron's really excited about Google Glass.
I actually am. I think that it is
already
really cool.
You are one of the people that actually are really excited about it.
And your glasses do look like Google Glass.
They already kind of look like that. I mean, you just need to take one of the lenses off.
I don't know if you knew this or not, but I'm actually recording this. And if you go to my YouTube page, you can see it.
You should just take one of your lenses off and walk around with just one and tell people that it's Google Glass. Which, by the way, did you guys read about this? Totally off topic. Morgan Freeman was on this movie review thing. This. Oh no, he's being interviewed by the press for one of his new movies. Did you hear about this? Mm-mm. He fell asleep. During the interview, he was like this, like in deep old man sleep, right? Because the guy's like 72 or something, right? Probably needs a Z's. And such a genius answer afterwards. They were interviewing him. They're like, "Oh, you fell asleep, huh?" He's like, "Huh? No." He's like, I'm actually testing out Google Eyelids, and I was updating my Facebook status.
I didn't hear that.
That's awesome.
He needs an award for that statement.
Fantastic.
That is awesome.
That's so creative.
Well, moving on.
Yeah, we could keep talking about Xbox One for
we could
hours and hours. Roberto, you wanted to show us an app, right?
Kik. Oh yeah. Okay, this might be a little tricky to film if I have to send
because we're
stuff.
Both.
Yeah. Let's see. How are we gonna do this? Maybe. What? Can you do me a favor?
Sure.
Can you? Oh wait, no. You.
Gosh, I haven't had this app on my phone in such a long time.
Do you want to just put in your username?
I don't even know if I have a username. Yeah.
We might not need us together now that I think about it. I'll just message somebody that is like.
Do you want me to film this?
Here, I'll message a friend of mine, or my brother, who definitely doesn't use it anymore. Okay, yes, please. Yes, please. This is really cool. So, if you want to film my screen.
Try to just get out of the shot.
No,
here.
dude, you're good.
Okay. So.
This is how we do things on this show.
Does this look good?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so Kik for the iPhone, KIK, Kik Messenger, just came out with a new update. And it has some really interesting features. So before you could do, obviously text, and then you could do like little, little smiley guys or whatever. And but now they added a whole bunch of new stuff. They previously added sketching, which was kind of fun to do. But now they added a whole bunch of new things, which I feel like are actually really innovative. So obviously, attaching photos and stuff. But you can you can search YouTube directly from the app and find videos. So like, let's see, user friendly.
That's a good show, I heard.
Show. And then it'll pop up our video, and then I can be like, okay, yeah, I want to send my brother that video, and then it's boom right there.
Oh wow, that is cool.
Isn't that neat?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's gonna say he's not online, but I'll keep going. So okay, and then Sketch has been here where you can just draw or whatever. And
That's pretty cool too, actually.
it's kind of fun, you know. It's just like a fun feature or whatever. And then this is really interesting too. Image search. So you can type in whatever, like cats. Oops, cats. You still see this?
Yeah.
Okay. And then it will just pull from Google image searches.
Bottom left one's good. Okay.
So.
Oh.
Right, and like that. How much faster is that than going through normal
yeah,
chat?
that's very helpful.
This is the most interesting one, and I think you're gonna like it. So you can do memes right on your phone.
Wow.
So you can do like the Fry meme, and then.
Dude, that's pretty crazy.
So I think they know. Hold on. So hard to type this far away.
At that angle.
So you can. I just made a little quick meme like you would do on Quick Meme.
Yeah.
And then I can just send that to whoever I'm chatting
Wow.
to. And they have all the different memes right there, which I think is really
Like
clever.
how many do they have?
All of them. Like what's your
All the
favorite
most
one?
popular ones.
See?
Oh, my phone just ran out of space.
Oh. Well, I think that's basically
Good breaking point.
But isn't that interesting? Like
That's super cool.
it's way cooler than like I would think, but I would think that it wouldn't be that useful, but it actually is kind of useful. Like
It's very creative. I mean, it's like a creative way to add features to a messenger app, because normally it's like, oh, well, we're gonna let you put a mustache on someone,
Yeah.
or you know,
but like YouTube video, like how fast was that we
Yeah.
could find a YouTube video and
Right.
post the link, and not just the link, but like a thumbnail.
yeah,
Like you can't do that on iOS, you know.
no,
And
not
and
fast.
the only stupid way that you would do it is you get out of the messenger, you go to the YouTube app, you have to start playing the video, then it gives you a share link, and then you can copy it, and then you can send it.
You would know too, because you've
Yeah.
been doing a lot of this on
Yeah.
your phone lately.
So like that's really fast, right?
Wow.
And then the meme thing is just fun, but I also think that they know that they have lots of kids that use this, and they just want to mess around. Like,
Oh,
it's just
yeah.
like it's
They
almost
know
like a
their audience.
Snapchat type of funny thing to do with your chat
Right,
messenger
because
thing.
I bet you a lot of kids use it, right? Because they might be like on an iPod or something,
Yeah, they don't
or an
have
iPod
texting.
Touch,
Yeah.
right?
Um,
The only problem is, like, I don't know anyone that uses Kik.
yeah, exactly. That's the thing. I was like, these are really cool features,
Yeah.
but basically no one's on this, you know,
Right.
except for probably teenagers or something, right?
Yeah,
And it's not like I'm
people
gonna get
bikers.
any of my friends to start using it, but it's still like those are some really cool features.
Yeah, that
you
is
know?
really cool, especially the meme one.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
does Kik work on multiple OSs, or is it only on iOS?
I think it's on Android. No, it's definitely on Android and iOS.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's not on the desktop or anything. But yeah, I mean, especially since I was like, I never thought Kik was even popular because we used it for a little while.
Oh man, I used it
before-
forever ago.
Yeah, before
Yeah.
iMessage came around.
Yeah, totally. And the reason I used it, right, is because we had people who were on different, phones, and it's like you needed a way to text for free with all those people.
Yeah, so it's a good thing for just that alone. But like I said, I think the new features are pretty innovative and surprisingly innovative for Kik, right? It's like you
I
would
didn't even know Kik was still around.
exactly like you wouldn't think that that's even worth your time to download, but it's actually kind of
not
funny.
at all. I got some more space on here now.
Okay, well that's okay. I think that's all I wanted to show you guys.
There's this guy that I see often in the morning, and I had a video of him on here walking.
Mm-hmm.
He wears these super tight pants, and he wears it's like 40 degrees in the morning, right? And he wears like a really tight polo shirt,
Mm-hmm.
and then his pants are a little bit too short, and then he wears those shoes where the toes are all individual.
Oh,
And
my
he'll wear,
cousin
like-
has those.
Does he really? Those things make me aggressive. And then he goes, and then he stands around stretching, like he does like all these crazy stretches, like whenever we're walking next to each other. I don't even know the guy, but I had a video of him walking because I was like, this is so weird that I need to document this in some way.
You did not just delete that, did you?
I did, yeah, I got rid of it. That's okay.
Darn.
I'll see him probably Tuesday or Wednesday.
Next time, send it to us.
I should
With
say-
Kik.
With Kik.
Sponsored
All right.
by Kik.
We're gonna go over one more Kickstarter, right? Before we.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. That's why we do need a video.
Yeah, so I need to
video.
make some space. So what's this thing called?
It is called the Mutator.
The Mutator.
Yeah. M-U.
I hope it's Tater.
It's O-R, I think.
Mutator.
Mutator. There it is, the first one.
Mute your phone with a twist.
Oh my gosh. Okay, this is a Kickstarter I just found. Let me preface this. I don't think it's cool, but I also think that it will get funded.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's going to get funded. It's already at $7,600. It has 27 days to go.
Let's cue this video up and watch it.
Let's see here.
And hopefully it will let us watch most of it.
I'm waiting for this thing. I'm waiting for my phone to actually freaking do something here.
Get out of it and quit it.
Get out of it and quit it?
Like double tap and quit it.
Oh, quit the actual app?
Yeah. Do it because that's been happening to me lately.
Really?
Well, it's when you run out of space. It like gets all janky. So get out of it, quit it, and then open it again.
Oh, I just did that. Oh, there we go.
No, you didn't. Oh.
Okay, it's back on. So, your video came out like upside down the other day, didn't it?
What?
Remember when you took a video and it came out upside down?
Oh yeah, that was my fault though.
Oh, okay. Ready?
Yeah. Oh, turn up your volume.
All right, here we go. I'm ready to get mutated.
Hi, I'm Ron. I'm a filmmaker. This is Mutator. It's a new product. This is my iPhone, and I love it. But every once in a while I get embarrassed because it makes noise in public, even when the mute switch is on. It all depends on the situation. For instance, it won't bother anybody here, but it will here. It's probably okay at a basketball game, but not so much in a library. It's okay here, not okay here. If you're like me, every once in a while, you just need that extra assurance that your phone isn't going to make noise unexpectedly. In a meeting, in school, in church. That's where the Mutator comes in.
The mutator. What is it?
A cork for your iPhone.
Hi, I'm Ron, and I'm the developer of Mutator.
We know that. You said that
Mutator is
already.
a product that was born mostly out of necessity and a little bit out of frustration. As a filmmaker and as a father, every once in a while I find myself out in public and I don't want my phone to make noise. I could never find a good solution to keeping my phone quiet via the software. There was never like a foolproof way to keep my phone quiet. There are certain instances where the ring silence switch on the side of your iPhone doesn't actually mute it. So I came up with this idea. What if we create a product that plugs into your headphone jack and silences your iPhone? Mutator is a sleek little product that's really low profile. You plug it into your iPhone and it keeps Siri, videos, music, and apps from making noise unexpectedly. As I was developing Mutator, I realized it would be ideal to not have to remove it in order to watch a video or play some music. Mutator has been designed so that with a simple twist, you can deactivate the silent mode, allowing your iPhone to make noise as usual. Simply twist it again to re-engage silent mode on your iPhone. I've been working through the development process, and I have a number of prototypes that I've tested personally on my iPhone, and it's been awesome. But in order to get this ready for production, I need your help. I'm so excited to see the final version of Mutator and to get one in your hands.
Yeah.
Thanks for your support.
Wow.
Okay. Who's gonna start? Can I start?
I think it's a good idea. Go ahead.
I think it's out of control stupid. It's literally taking headphones, chopping them off, and plugging it into your phone. The innovative thing of it not
Twists.
Yeah.
I forgot about the twist.
The innovative thing of it not playing your thing is because your headphone jack is being taken up. Like I feel offended that this is positioned in this way, that it's like actually some cool invention. And also, when the hell does this occurrence happen where you get notifications sent to you that you cannot turn off via software? That's not true unless what he was showing you was you're playing music, and if you flip the mute switch, your music's not going to mute, because that's not how the fucking iPhone works.
Yeah. Yeah, I've gotten by with just the vibrate mode, which you can turn into a mute mode if you want. I mean, you can alter it so that your phone doesn't vibrate when it's in that mode.
I just see it as a non-problem and really
it's not a problem.
Ridiculous.
It's never been a problem for me either.
Invention that you're gonna lose in 2 days.
Wow.
You know what that reminds me of? You ever see those infomercials where like somebody's breaking an egg and they break the egg and it goes everywhere? They're like, oh my god, breaking an egg is so hard.
Yeah.
But now we have this new device that breaks the egg for you.
Yeah.
Which they do have. Actually.
Yeah, I know.
It's exactly that, dude.
Wow.
And I mean, they're gonna cost pennies to make, and they cost $16 on Kickstarter.
Yeah, that's the thing. These things are going to cost nothing to make. I mean, it's just...
And it's a deadly weapon, too.
Yeah, you can also use to like...
Okay, so what do you think of it?
I think it's cool. Would I buy one? No. Absolutely not. Because I don't have this problem. I mean, like when I need my phone to be silent, I just put it on vibrate and, and then it vibrates and I don't have to worry about it.
And you can make it you can make it completely silent. That's what I do with mine.
You can, yeah. So you can go into your iPhone settings and make it so that when your phone's in vibrate mode, it actually doesn't vibrate. It just goes silent. I do actually wish there was a way to go from sound to vibrate to totally silent. I do wish that this phone had that.
Oh, you mean like a one more?
Yeah, without going into the
something?
menu. Yeah, like maybe this is a 3-way switch or something. Like that would actually be really cool. Because I mean, I get his point. Like if you're a filmmaker and you had your phone in your pocket, like let's say you were filming something in a really quiet scene and all of a sudden your phone goes off, like the microphone might pick that up. You know, like you very well might need your phone to be on vibrate or on silent, but just put your phone on silent.
Yeah.
And then leave it.
How much more cumbersome would it be to have this little dongle always with you, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot my mutator.
Oh, my mutator. I can't work today.
Everybody go home.
Yeah, everyone go home. Forgot my mutator. That's why you need to flip and get the, what package is it? The package, they're like $100. You get like 4. I don't know how many. Wow.
You're actually not allowed to do that. Does it say that?
No, it doesn't.
Okay. Yeah, you're not allowed to do like.
You can't do like multi-packs?
No, not in design. It's against the rules.
You can't, really. Yeah. Well, it's funny because all his money has come from, like the bottom package where it's like they're $13 each.
This to me, well, Aaron, what do you think of it?
Well, like I said, the egg thing, I think that's a really good example. It's
like solving a non-problem.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There is no. It's okay. Like I have an Android phone. I just put it down to vibrate or I put it to silent, plain and simple.
Yeah.
And it's very quick and easy to do. And I imagine with iPhone, it's the exact same way.
Yeah.
You just hit the button.
I used to have like phantom buzzes in my pocket, so I turned mine completely off. Like clicking the mute button means it's not going to vibrate. So, I mean, there's a lot of functionality in your settings on any smartphone.
Yeah, totally.
You don't need a hardware solution to cork the bottom of your phone. And I think this is really like this is one thing that bugs me about Kickstarter is, and this is the thing I was going to mention to you guys. There's a lot of these projects on there that are not. They're cool when you see them in video or in like in a photo form, but they're not cool when you get them home. Like they have a good pitch and it makes you think like, oh yeah, I do have that issue or whatever. And then it's like, yeah, but dude, can you imagine like using that more than a couple times in your whole life? There's so many of those on Kickstarter. And
like the Pebble Watch.
Pebble Watch.
I think the Pebble Watch is really overhyped. Like,
well, people are now not liking it. People got it home and they realized that, oh, I don't really use this thing.
That's how I felt when I first saw the video. I was like, what's the purpose of this? I don't understand. Like someone's like, oh, I can read my text message on my wrist. I'm like, you have a Retina display on your iPhone. You want to read an 8-bit display? A dot matrix 8-bit display on your wrist?
Yeah, man.
That doesn't make any sense. Like, why would you do that? That's like, oh man, I got this car, but instead I could be on roller skates. These roller skates are really cool.
Like, I could text Airfon right now, but I got a carrier pigeon here.
Yeah.
And it's a lot cooler.
We just throw it.
But I've been living on Kickstarter for the last month, right?
Yeah.
And there's a ton of those where it's like not solving a problem. There's one that's been in the top for like the whole 30 days that I've been up, and it's called the Jetpack, and it's like a picture of a guy that looks like he's flying because of like a jetpack. All it is a expensive backpack. And I'm like, that thing got funded like crazy because people aren't like reading, or like people are getting suckered into like the look of it, Right. And it's like, it just really is like, I don't know if I think it might be called the Rocket Pack something like that. You might just have to go to Discover to find it, honestly. But do you find that? Do you guys see that on Kickstarter a lot? Like,
I don't browse Kickstarter all that often, but there's a lot of crap on here. And I feel like a lot of it just has to do with how cool you make it look in the video.
Yeah. But that's the thing, man, is like
everything.
I was going to say there's a Tim Cook quote where he was like, he was talking about other tablets, and I have it here. Tablets might sell units on price, but the experience upon taking the product home would be despair. you feel good taking your wallet out to pay for it, but when you get it home and use it, you don't remember, oh, I got a good deal, because you hate it.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, I don't know. I feel like that sort of goes hand in hand. It's like the getting it home experience. First of all, when you get a Throwboy pillow home, it's going to be awesome. But like, I just feel like there's a lot of these little like gadget, like widget things that are just like useless in real life, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't know.
No, I think that's true. As somebody who reviews products a lot, I get stuff that's cheap and I get stuff that's expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a headset that I'm reviewing right now where it's one of the more expensive Bluetooth headsets on the market.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm using it and I'm like, this thing kind of sucks.
Oh, spoiler alert.
And I'm not going to tell you what it is. You have to go Cult of Mac to read it. I haven't even published the review yet.
I gave it a really positive review.
But I gave it a 5 out of 5, of course. I just have been really surprised because it looks cool. It's really super comfortable. But then and it's expensive, right? And it's from a well-known manufacturer. And I'm like, this thing really sucks. Like, it's weird when that happens. Have you guys ever heard of Blue Mics?
Yeah.
They're a really popular manufacturer of microphones for Macs. They also make musical instrument microphones and stuff. And they sent me this review unit of this microphone that plugs into the USB port of your computer, and it's supposed to like improve like the quality of your sound for Skype. And Blue generally produces really high quality microphones, but beyond that, their stuff always looks really good.
Yeah, yeah.
So I get this mic and I'm testing it out, and I start doing my tests, and I'm like, this thing sounds awful. It's like one of the worst sounding mics I've ever heard in my life.
Does it stick out like a USB drive?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I would assume that would sound like crap.
And they had kind of like promoted this thing as, you know, sounding really good, and it looks really cool.
Yeah.
So I published my review, and it's always a little weird when this happens, and a lot of times I'll get contacted by the manufacturer,
Yeah.
and I let them know ahead of time. I'm like this thing's having problems, you know, like I'm having XYZ problems, and they try to help me troubleshoot it. Nothing helped. You know, I always give them the benefit of the doubt. And so I published it, and they were upset, you know, and I'm like, well, sorry, this thing sucks. And that's kind of like who my responsibility lies with. It's like I have to tell that, you know, to our readers. And then I start reading the reviews on Amazon, and people are just tearing this thing apart. Like everything that I had said were the same problems that they were having.
Yeah.
And so I kind of felt a little validated. I was like, okay, well, it's not just me. But how does Blue not know, or how does a company not know their product is terrible?
Yeah.
Like, how would you not know that your product's terrible? But it's weird because I get to use these products. It's really cool. When you open them, you're like, ooh, this thing looks great. And you're kind of excited, and then you use it, and sometimes it's great, and sometimes you're like, this thing sucks.
And see, that's like, imagine if that was a Kickstarter and somebody made like this slick DSLR video about this new mic that's going to make all your stuff sound way better.
And it looks
would get
good.
funded, you know?
Yeah,
Boom.
yeah.
But then you don't know what the hell it's going to be like when you get it home, right?
Yeah,
There's a lot of this stuff, and you know, because you review tech stuff, you have to be able to play with it, you know?
Yeah.
To know if you're going to actually use it and like it, you know?
And I think the Pebble Watch is a good example of that. Like with your product, you had pillows that people have already bought, so they know it. And if they're funding it, they already know the type of quality they're going to get. Whereas like with the Pebble Watch, you were sold a bill of goods saying you can read your text messages on here, you can see your phone calls, and what have you. And that sounds kind of cool because it's like, oh, hey, you know, there's my information right there. But then you realize I can just put my hand in my pocket,
Yeah.
take out my phone, and do the exact same thing.
Yep.
So
And there's so many people that I've heard in tech that got it and then like tried to get used to having it on their, you know, always on their wrist, and then just were like, yeah, it wasn't as cool as I thought it would be. Like, and it's not even that Pebble changed a bunch of things, you know, like some Kickstarters don't deliver and the product's completely different. From what I've read, it's basically what they said it would be, but it's just like you got it home and you realized it's not something you're gonna use, you know?
it's buyer's remorse.
Yeah. So
that's so funny.
And the mutator is going to be a lot of buyer's remorse there.
I think that it's going to be, if we ever see an iWatch from Apple, I think there's going to be a lot of that as well. I mean, the iWatch could potentially be really cool, but the market seems so incredibly limited to me that I somewhat doubt that Apple's ever actually going to make one. Because why would people don't wear watches anymore.
yeah.
And it's not just to tell time. I know it's going to probably do all these crazy things that we haven't even thought of yet, but like
You play Angry Birds on
And
it.
you can go.
it's like, dude, you can read your text messages on your wrist, and I'm like, 4-inch Retina screen.
Yeah.
4 inches. Like maybe if I wear this on my wrist, that actually might be cool.
I think somebody has done
Probably.
that.
It's like that way I can just like rotate it into like landscape mode. But like on like a 1.5 by 1.5 inch screen, the user experience is going to be so limited that it's going to be worse than the devices we already have.
Yeah, it's just going to be so dumbed down.
Yeah, it's
Like,
going to have to be.
Why do I want it something dumbed down when I have the other thing so near me? You know?
Yeah.
It's different than like back in the day when there was like Palm Pilots and it was like a dumbed down experience, but it was the first mobile thing that you could take around that had all that stuff on it, you know?
Yeah.
And at the time, your computer was a huge tower.
It was revolutionary
right?
at the time.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
But now we don't have that problem, you know? So why are we going backwards with, you know, technology? I don't know.
Yeah,
weird.
I never understood the hype of the Pebble Watch. It's the same with Google Glasses. Our Google Glass. I know you love it, but I look at it and I'm like, this seems totally pointless. Like, I don't understand why we're talking about Google Glass. Besides the fact that it's from Google and it's really novel. There's nothing that looks like it. There's nothing that behaves like it.
I think that's my biggest thing. As opposed to a watch where you'd have to look down at it like this, being able to look up and seeing a heads-up display. You know, okay, if you're driving, for example, that's my biggest thing was if you're driving, you can look up and see, okay, I have to turn here, I have to go there.
Whoops, I crashed because I was looking into my glasses.
As opposed to like holding your phone like this. You know, that's something that I kind of like.
I don't know if you'd be able to navigate well while driving. If you're looking up, both your eyes look up.
But if you
can't
just
make one eye look
like
up.
quickly glance, because I there are times where I shouldn't admit it, but I wear my phone because it's my nav. And I can just look at it real quick.
Yeah,
while
me
driving.
too. But I wonder how much of it is in your peripherals, or not peripherals, but up here that you can actually see without looking, or if it's like, you know what I mean? Because like, if you have your nav and it's out here, you can still be driving, but you can still sort of see like what's happening. So, I don't know.
I like the idea of a heads-up display. I wouldn't use it to really take pictures or video or any of that stuff, but
or live stream.
Yeah, I'm not gonna really live stream. Yeah.
That sounds great. I think once it gets to a point where it's like integrated into like your actual glasses.
Yeah, if this was in here like this,
then that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Right? Because like then I would have to wear glasses even though I don't need glasses. But maybe I could get them built into like my sunglasses or something.
Contact lenses.
And then you're just driving, right? You're like, oh man, it's such a great day. Incoming call, your whole screen's blocked. Ah!
Bird and I could be having a conversation right now.
Yeah.
We're
We're doing Morse code.
Yeah.
Take picture. Take picture.
I'm gonna get Google Eyelids installed. Go hang out with Morgan Freeman. All right, that's all we got for today.
Cool.
So we should probably wrap it up there. Gents?
Yep, kick the rap.
All right, let's do it. So, hey, if you want, you can subscribe to User Friendly on iTunes. You don't just have to stream it from YouTube, which if you're doing, you're at youtube.com/User Friendly Show. You can just search for User Friendly Show on iTunes and download either the video or the audio version if you prefer to not see our faces, which is a bad call in my opinion. Look at all these faces. But hey.
Does it work on Mac and PC?
It works on Mac and PC. And, you can also... What am I forgetting?
You can like us on Facebook.
Yeah, that would be great.
Facebook.com/userfriendlyshow.
Exactly.
And userfriendlyshow.com.
And, you can also follow us on Twitter. How much of the crap can we promote?
Lower third.
I'm at Erfon, ERFON.
AP Hughes.
Who has like 100,000 followers.
Well, I am important.
You are very important to me.
I know.
And Robertoapos, ROBERTOHOIOS.
Cool. Is that everything?
Yeah, man.
Fantastic. So, until next time, we'll see you guys next time.